Hello, I'm WVEA President Dale Lee. Our Communications Director, Kim Randolph, is behind the camera, and we're recording our first short video update. Our goal is to record a series of short videos throughout the session to keep you informed on the important issues. While I'm hosting the first one, others may include discussions with legislative and other state leaders. Now, this has been a slow start to this legislative session, but we've been at the Capitol every day and have had numerous meetings with legislative and administrative leaders. We've discussed legislation we would like to see pass, and we've discussed problems with legislation that's been introduced, and we've offered suggestions on ways to fix it. One of the first bills affecting education employees will be the governor's OPEB bill. OPEB stands for Other Post-Employment Benefits, and when we talk about the OPEB liability, we're talking primarily about the cost of health care for future and current retirees. Last October, the PEIA Finance Board passed a motion by Board Member Josh Sword to cap the state's contribution to retirees at a 3% growth. That motion set in place a plan to shift $5 billion of unfunded liability to current and future retirees and removed it from the state's obligation. The motion was passed without knowing the financial impact it would have on current and future retiree premiums and benefits. I appeared at the December board meeting and tried to dissuade the Finance Board from taking such a draconian action. The Finance Board adopted Sword's October motion for a 3% retiree cap and set in motion a plan to increase premiums for retirees over 400% in the next 7 years. WVEA immediately began working with legislative leaders and the Tomlin administration to find a way to nullify some of the PEIA cost shifting to retirees and to address the funding issues. After numerous meetings, we have a bill in place which addresses our concerns and contains our suggestions. WVEA's 4 major areas of concern in the bill were: first, to have a cost containment requirement. Now, this was necessary so that the PEIA Finance Board must help to contain the cost of the plan without simply shifting the medical inflation cost onto the retirees. A cost containment requirement is in the bill. Second, an ongoing funding source from the state. With the Sword motion, the Finance Board had already forced $5 billion of the cost to be shifted to future and current retirees. An ongoing funding source would mean that the state would also contribute to paying down this liability. In the bill, the state will contribute $30 million per year to the Retiree Health Benefit Trust Fund. That contribution will continue through the year 2037, when the liability is projected to be paid in full. Third, money set aside to offset retiree health care premiums for those employees hired after July 1st, 2010. Employees hired after that date will never receive the retiree subsidy that current retirees receive, but yet they pay 20% of their monthly premiums to cover the cost of current retirees. It was clear during our discussions with legislative leaders that the members of the Finance Board did not realize the tremendous impact that their actions would have on retiree premiums. We also want the bill to be effective from passage, and this is important to avoid some of the rifts and reductions in programs at the county level as a result of local boards putting aside money to pay this OPEB liability. Once the bill passes, county boards will be free of the OPEB liability for all employees hired within the school aid formula. What many people don't realize is the actions of the Finance Board do not just affect current retirees. They impact everyone hired before July 1st, 2010. While it may not impact you immediately, it will certainly impact your decision to retire and impact your health insurance premiums upon retirement. We will place a projected premium chart on our website so that you can see the types of premiums that we're discussing. Once you see the startling numbers, it's hard to imagine how anyone, especially the Education Employee Representative, could have made such a motion to cap the growth at 3%. The bill begins its journey through the legislature this week, and while it may have some ups and downs, we will continue to monitor it closely and keep you informed. Now, this concludes our first video update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great week, and thanks for all that you do for our kids.